I think like if 230 is the threshold on grip in an Indy car, and then 200 may be the threshold in NASCAR. Once you get right to the limit of that grip, the sensation of speed kind of feels similar.
Kyle, once again, you're going to be doing the double. What preparation do you need in order to complete the double? Is it any different than any other race week? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it at least compared to what I typically do, I don't think it takes anything much more. Just staying on top of probably your hydration really throughout this week and then race day especially. So probably just more of a focus on that. I feel like I'm a fairly physically active, adult. So, I feel like as much as I race too, that helps also. So, yeah, we're ready to go for it, but it's still gonna be really tough. It's a gosh, I don't know, close to 9 hour or more day behind the wheel of a race car competing. So yeah, it'll be crazy but fun.
How do you remain focused? I mean, you talk about this 1,100 miles in that day, in one day. You're going 230 miles an hour in one race, 200 miles an hour in the other race. How do you focus for every second of 10 plus hours?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just what you do. You're right. Like you race every weekend and you're pretty, you are focused when you're behind the wheel going that fast. So I would say it's harder to lose focus than to stay focused. So, I got a great couple teams that I'm racing for too. That gives you, the confidence I think that you need to go compete and do a good job. So, but yeah, it's tough. It's, especially the Indy 500, it's just a style of car that I don't race all the time. So, I'll definitely be learning while I'm out there, but, I enjoy challenges and I enjoy trying to learn on the fly too.
hmm in sports, there's this popular refrain, taking it one game at a time, one possession at a time. When you start the Indy 500 on the first, couple of laps, I mean, is it as simple as taking it one lap at a time, knowing that you have so much ahead of you? An Indy car, a race to, a plane ride, to Charlotte, and then 600 miles. That's the longest, race of the NASCAR season. Is it as simple as just taking it one lap at a time?
I mean, I think there's in essence, some of that, but at the same point, if you want to, finish as high as possible, you also have to take, some risk along the way and get aggressive. So, yes, I mean, it's always one lap at a time and you want to finish every lap, but, um, you know, like we start 19th, I think, in the 500. So you got to, make some moves early on and get established and try and, execute from there and inch your way forward and hopefully have a shot at the end of it. And then same with the NASCAR race. I would say with that, maybe more one lap at a time. I feel like the 600-mile race and lots of pit stops and just, the way that you can race and pass people throughout a run, you kind of take your time a little bit more. But yeah, it's just you don't really know either until you get out there and start feeling the flow of the race.
I've been in the NASCAR garage, days before the race, and I see how focused the drivers are in the garage, working with the crew chief and the crew, fixing the car, that sort of thing. This week, you're not exclusively in a garage. You're not in the IndyCar garage exclusively. You're not in the NASCAR garage exclusively, and you don't have that intimate bond for the week, with your car and the setup of your car. Does that hamper you, or is being trackside all week overrated?
I don't know. So for me, like being at Indy for the couple weeks, I feel like it's nice because, for me not being used to that style of series and all the things and the, mechanics and engineers and stuff, um, they have like an office set up right outside of our garage. So yeah, I feel like we get really kind of intimate in there and getting to know each other and working all together. And then on the NASCAR side of things, I'm so used to being there and our team operates at a super high level that it's like really well organized that like I can take a lot of focus off of the NASCAR side and still go back there and be right up to speed right away and like back into the flow of things with communication and all that. So um yeah, it's fun. It's like two different things and how you approach it.
Is there similarity? You talked about the differences, but are there similarities? Basically, you got to hit your marks. I mean, is it as simple as that? That in each you have to really just do your thing, hit your marks, and like you said, find your opportunity to pass and do that.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's more similarities than there are differences, even, in the way that the cars feel. They drive pretty similar, although they look way different. They drive fairly similar. And then I think the most similar thing is just the race strategy and the way the race feels compared to what a NASCAR race is these days. Like it's really hard to pass in the Indy 500. So it comes down to a lot of execution, like being aggressive on restarts and inching your way forward, but then having good pit stop exchanges, good all of that, all the little details outside of just passing cars. And then in NASCAR, it's a lot of the same thing, just it's hard to pass. So you're trying to, again, execute the restarts, execute pit road, all of that stuff. And then, once you're up front and have a shot, you can get aggressive and take more risk.
Well, what is the difference to somebody who's never driven so fast? What is the difference between going 230 and 200? What is the feeling? Is there a difference?
Yeah, I think it doesn't feel way different. I think like if 230 is the threshold on grip in an Indy car and then 200 may be the threshold in NASCAR. Once you get right to the limit of that grip, the sensation of speed kind of feels similar. Although if you find yourself looking out at the wall or the catch fence or that you may look a little faster in the Indy car. It doesn't feel much different. So um I would imagine it will though if you hit the wall at 230 rather than hitting it at 200.
I can imagine. Um, could you imagine winning both races on Sunday? Could you envision that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it obviously if I didn't feel like I had a shot to win both. Obviously, I know it's going to be really really tough. Heck, it's tough to win any race, but let alone, two races in the same day and two different types of cars, it'll be really tough, but um I look forward to the challenge. I look forward to trying to do something that nobody else has done before, but at the same point, I don't like to get too far ahead of myself. So just trying to stay focused on what it's going to take to do a good job. And then, hopefully, we have a shot at it at the end of one or both of the races.